Joining me now, Alex Epstein, philosopher and energy expert, also author of the book, The Moral Case for Fossil Fuels and Fossil Future. Alex, do you hate the planet or something, those evil fossil fuels?
Well, I actually love living on the planet, but only if there's a lot of low-cost, reliable energy, because without low-cost, reliable energy, the planet really sucks to live on, which is why most of us used to live to 30 before we had energy to use machines and live good lives.
Alex, I try to explain this to people all the time, and it's hard to understand it because the green movement looks like just a bunch of hippies who want clean air. And I tell people, this is the most murderous death cult on the planet, that if these people were allowed to have their way, they would kill more people than every dictator combined in the history of the world. Will you please explain what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and I've noticed that about you, and I'm really grateful that you see this because most people don't. So I think the key thing to ask is, what is your goal? What is the goal? What is the environmental goal of the green movement? And if you listen to them, green means minimize or eliminate human impact. So their real goal is to eliminate human impact on Earth. But human beings survive by impacting the Earth intelligently to meet our needs. We have to transform nature a lot. So the actual environmental goal should be advance human flourishing on Earth through a lot of impact. And because their goal is eliminating impact, they are anti-human, and that's why you're exactly right.
Alex, can you explain the mentality of these people? And I ask it because of this. Just recently, I'm sure you saw, steps of the Supreme Court, dude turns himself into the Human Torch over climate change. All right, now, it's one thing to go campaign on Twitter about green energy or something. It's quite another to burn yourself alive. What in the world could possibly twist someone's mind around to get there?
Well, in a sense, it's pretty logical, right? Because if the goal is to eliminate human impact on Earth, the most obvious thing is to eliminate human beings. And what you saw in the 70s with the modern anti-human environmental movement is they were very explicitly anti-human in the sense of population control, anti-technology. But they've tried to gloss over that by pretending to be about clean air and clean water and green energy. But for various reasons, green energy is totally impractical compared to fossil fuels and nuclear. So what this person is seeing is really, hey, I'm bad. Human beings are bad. I should eliminate myself, which that's sort of more logical than flying private jets around the world, which other people do in the name of being green.
Yeah, sure do. All right, speaking of green, is green energy more gentle on the planet?
Well, the main thing is, how good is it for human life? So you could, using no energy in a sense is gentle on the planet. It's just terrible for human beings. So the main problem with green energy, namely solar and wind, is it's fundamentally unreliable, which makes it expensive because you always need the reliable energy in addition to the unreliable energy. And it causes reliability problems because when you try to cut costs by cutting back on reliable energy, like we've done here where I live in California, or I think where you are in Texas, you get blackouts and shortages. So it's mainly bad for human life, but it's also true that it takes up a massive amount of space and it involves a massive amount of mining and transmission lines because green energy deals with dilute solar and wind. So because the energy is very dilute, it takes a lot more resources to harness.
Alex, fossil fuels. Everybody and their brother has some crazy aunt on Facebook who's one of these green nutters, and they would like some tools in the tool belt to combat that kind of insanity. Give them some.
Well, the easiest tool is just go to the website energytalkingpoints.com and you can search any issue. So if you want long-term resource, just go there. That's all free, energytalkingpoints.com. But concretely, I think the key facts to understand are that energy is crucial to human life. Low-cost, reliable energy is crucial to human life. Billions of people lack it. We have 3 billion people still using less electricity than a typical American refrigerator. And fossil fuels provide 80% of the world's energy and are growing because they are a uniquely scalable form of low-cost, reliable energy. So the key thing for people to get is fossil fuels have huge benefits. And the people who don't acknowledge those benefits are fossil fuel benefit deniers, and they cannot be trusted about the negative side effects. If they're so biased they can't see the amazing benefits of fossil fuels, you can be sure they're wildly exaggerating the negative side effects.
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide, the first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.